Hello, Tiger fans, and welcome back to a brand new episode of the Hey Corner Crew podcast. I am your host, JJ Lang, back this week. With me, as always, my wonderful co-host, Nate the Little Goon Foss.
What up?
Unfortunately, there is no Dan the Statman Scully. I know everyone's probably going to turn this off the minute we say this. Dan's just got a lot going on work-wise, so his schedule's packed. So Dan has the night off, but maybe we'll see Dan later this week. Don't know. Can't confirm or deny anything. So we'll just see what happens. And by later this week, for you all, I mean probably with a span of a few hours. So, well, hopefully. We hope. Sometimes that doesn't always happen. We had 4 games this past weekend.
Let's go.
I'd say 2 fairly positively eventful ones, 1 negatively eventful one, and 1 that was kind of just eh. So I'm going to pitch it to Nate for the women's segment, and we're going to get rolling with ladies' games.
Robert Morris came back to town. First time they've been at GPC in over 2 years.
First time their women's program.
Yeah. I guess it was closer to 3 years now. Big series for RIT. I think we both agree that the ladies are in a situation where points are crucial.
Unfortunately, that is correct.
And I thought RIT played well. Kylie Aquaro got us started in the middle of the second period, and then about a minute or 2.5 minutes later, Robert Morris tied the game at 1. Chloe McNeil got one to give us lead 2-1 early in the third. And then again, Robert Morris tied the game. About 5 minutes left in the third. RIT outshooting Robert Morris in this game 41-30. That is a massive number. The ladies do not put up that number a lot.
That sounds like something the men would do.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Unfortunately, Robert Morris would take this one in overtime. And unfortunately, in the CHA, if you lose in overtime, you get 0 points.
They should just switch to the 3-point.
I agree. I think everybody should switch to the 3-point, in my opinion. I like it way better because
it makes so much more sense.
Yes, it does. Either do the 3-point or get rid of you get a point for going to overtime.
Yes.
Like, I'm looking at you, NHL and AHL. Just do the 3-point system. It makes it so much better. Stop rewarding teams for getting to overtime and still losing. Anyway, that's tough. That hurts.
Mm-hmm.
Because unfortunately, a team that we needed to lose on Friday ended up getting 1 point. Thank you, Syracuse. We'll get to that in a minute.
Mm-hmm.
Tough one to swallow. 0 for 4 on the power play. They had 11 shots. It just couldn't. I think it was one of those games where just couldn't buy one.
I mean, we had the lead. We had the lead.
Had the lead in the third period. It's tough. And it's hard because they're in a situation where, and I hate it, that the fact that not every team makes the playoffs in the CHA. With only 6 teams, it's like it made sense last year with 5.
Yeah, it just like
this year it does not make sense.
No, everybody
because it's an even number. But anyway, the ladies had a good penalty kill too, especially on one penalty in the second, where Robert Morris had 6 shots and didn't score. It was another great night for Sophia Bolina.
She played really well Friday.
RME was 16 blocks as well. Emma Gorski, unfortunately, made 39 saves, and she made 16 in the first period, which is,
that's a momentum killer.
First.
Yeah, I mean, if you get one of those 16, or even 2 of those 16, to drop in the first, you're probably setting yourself up for a fairly high scoring game.
And the worst part was that was the best game we've had at the faceoff dot all year, 35 to 18.
That's yeah. Very true.
Jaden Varney won 11, Lindsay Maloney won 10.
That was great to see.
This one hurts.
I mean, we did everything right. We just couldn't put enough. We just didn't get the goal support to be able to carry us to a win on Friday night. That's all it was.
Yep. But we had the shots. That's the crazy part.
That's what I'm saying. Like that game felt like a men's game where we scored. We had like 50 shots, but nothing drops because of the opposing goaltender. That's all this turned into was that.
So Saturday, however, that set up a must-win Saturday. I think if we had lost Saturday, I don't want to say put a bow on it on the playoff hopes, but
I would have been over. I'm not sure it would have
I don't know if it would have been over, but it would have been very difficult. That's for sure.
It would have been very difficult.
It was one of those, similar to the game before, no scoring in the first. RAT would end up conceding the first goal. Aliana Giampietro with her third goal of the weekend.
That's a fun sounding last name.
Yeah. She scored unassisted. That was yeah.
Yep.
But then in the second period, JJ, would you like to turn around and show off your jersey? One Eddie Carr. And you got to stand up a little bit. No, never mind. He can't hear me. Anyway, Eddie Carr from Linda Rule.
Believe it or not, I actually could hear you because you were yelling, so I couldn't
makes it 1-1.
So the funny part
great shot. It was just a weird shot from the boards, and it went in. I'm not going to complain.
We were sitting
they don't ask how you score. They just ask how many you score.
We're sitting there watching that. The goal scores. We look at Addie. She just looks over at everybody, just goes, "How?"
Yep.
She literally mouthed, "How?" She was like, "How did this go in? Like, what? What is this?"
So she got her second of the season. Awesome to see. And then Aliana Giampietro with her fourth goal of the weekend.
Again.
Made it 2-1 in the third.
I don't like her anymore.
But then Athena Vezdani took a shot. Nicole Ness with a beautiful tip in front of the net ties the game with 10 minutes to go. And we go to overtime again. That was a great goal.
That was a fantastic. Oh my God.
We needed that.
Couldn't have done any better.
RAT 0 for 5 on the power play again.
They had a really rough weekend special teams wise.
Oh, the penalty kill, the kill was great.
Well, I know.
Just couldn't get anything going on the power play.
Sorry, the power play was rough this weekend. Yeah. That's more what I mean to say is that. Yes, they had a lot of shots, especially on Friday, but like you 0 for 9 on the weekend, like come on. Get something.
Yeah, what sucks is that it was another game where we dominated the faceoff dot. Emma Gorski had a phenomenal weekend. And it just seems that RAT dominated in almost every facet of the game except on the scoreboard.
Yep.
But it's okay because
we did. We really did.
Addie Alvarez, as she was pinned along the boards, found a wide open Kylie Aquaro.
Yeah.
And if you go look at the reel on Instagram that the ladies posted, it posts a warning for mature content because it was so gross when she just deked the goalie out of her pads, slipped it underneath her leg for the game winner to essentially keep the season alive.
Yeah, that was. We needed that one.
Sent GPC into a frenzy.
We needed that one so bad. So bad. God, so bad. If we had lost that game, I'd be saying put a bow on it.
Yeah,
I'd be saying it's done. It's a wrap. We're done. Because now you have to hope you sweep Syracuse and sweep Penn State.
Well, you have to hope Lindenwood. You have to win 3 out of 4.
You have to win 3 out of 4.
Or you'd have to get 5 out of 8 points, and you'd have to hope Lindenwood loses out.
And
which is a tough thing to lose.
Yeah. Now they
So
have
now,
some tough opponents going forward, but still.
yes, Lindenwood is at Mercyhurst, and then they host Robert Morris in their last 4 games. So
Big Robert Morris fans that weekend.
we're big Mercyhurst fans this weekend, that's for sure.
Yeah,
Women's Mercyhurst women's fans. Women's
I was gonna say,
fans.
please watch your wording on that, Nathan. Kyra's up there very quickly.
Awesome goal for Kylie. She was on the pregame show for the men after, and she's like, she blacks out every time she scores a goal. She doesn't remember any of them, but
kind of great.
It's kind of funny.
It's like, what?
She's having a good
part
year.
Of playing is scoring.
Leading the team in points. She's got 10 goals, 15 assists. She's having a heck of a year. And she's only a junior.
Yeah, that's gonna be nice having her come back next year.
It is crazy how many players we're gonna have back next year, which is awesome.
Yep.
Great game. It was senior night as well. I know we'll kind of talk about the seniors on our season recap, but
I listen, if there's one game every year that I want to win, it's senior night.
Yes.
I can lose every other game as long as I do that one, I'm fine. Yeah.
Those 6 players have meant a lot to this program.
I mean, Emma Stephen just signed these awesome jerseys, so
and Chloe McNeil transferring in.
Yeah. Nicole Ness too.
Yeah, Nicole Ness as well. Those two having faith in a program to come from teams, other schools that have winning programs in Providence and St. Cloud. I mean, maybe they're not like blue bloods of women's hockey, but they win.
Mm-hmm.
And it's yeah. So we'll get into them in our season recap, but
yes.
Those 6 are going to mean a lot, and hopefully, I mean, this is the last class that has that COVID year too, so hopefully we see a few of them back next year. Who knows?
Quite a bit.
I unplugged my headphones.
Whoops.
There we go. Not a perfect weekend, but a good weekend.
Hey, we got a win, and we
got 2
get
points.
A win.
And you needed points, so
we needed points, and we got them. So that's all we needed right there.
Yeah, good. Take it. Run. Sprint.
Would you like for me to do scores around the league?
Do you want me to do it since I have the website up and I'm not going to go on CHN? Because
I've already got it pulled up. Genius. Yeah. I've already got it. So
yeah, but you're on CHN. Remember the last time you did it on CHN?
Okay,
you missed half the games.
Okay, there's not 700 out of conference games this time, so now I got all 3 of them right here.
With you. Go.
Good. So Friday, obviously we lost. We're not talking about that anymore. Penn State decided to open a can of whoop, you know what, on Mercyhurst and beat them 4-0, which that was a yikes game for them. Syracuse and Lindenwood went to overtime and tied 7-7.
Barn burner.
Like,
thank you, huge, because Syracuse scored 2 goals in the final 2.5 minutes to tie the game.
Yeah.
Including the tying goal coming with 8 seconds left. That is massive for us because it only gave Lindenwood 1 point.
I'm also going to say I was much less surprised at the tie and more surprised at the fact that Syracuse scored 7 times. I was more surprised about that than anything else. Like,
I mean, these games this weekend are not
most of the year, so
the games this weekend are not going to be easy. That's for sure.
No. Looking at Saturday, Mercyhurst and Penn State ran it back, and Mercyhurst failed to defeat them, losing to the Nittany Lions 3-2 in overtime. Lindenwood did get some sweet revenge on Syracuse and did beat them 5-4 in overtime, though. So
might I add, Mercyhurst was up 2-0 in that game.
Yeah, and
in
Penn
the third
State came all the way back.
Penn State tied it with 1:17 left and won 19 seconds in overtime.
That was nuts. Looking at the current standings right now, Syracuse is still sitting at last in 6th place with 8 points. We are in 5th with 12. Lindenwood is now 4th with 14. Robert Morris is 3rd with 16. Mercyhurst 2 with 20, and Penn State is at the top with 26. I feel like it's safe to say that bar something crazy happening, Penn State's finishing first. Easily.
1 point, I think, clinches them first
Yes,
place.
winning 1 point. So they're going to clinch this
Well,
weekend,
no,
most
no,
likely.
no, not necessarily. They'll clinch this weekend, but not
Yes,
1 point won't, because if Mercyhurst sweeps Lindenwood, which is what we want,
correct.
they're still within. Or no, if Penn State gets 3 points this weekend, they clinch.
Yes, that is correct.
Yes.
Looking at scores coming up, games coming up. Friday, February 9th, Lindenwood will make their way to the Mercyhurst Ice Center in Peoria, Pennsylvania for a 3 p.m. face-off against the Lakers.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah, I know. Syracuse will trek their way about an hour and a half west to the Gene Policini Center to take on RIT at 6. We'll get to that in a minute. And Penn State makes their way to Neville Island in Pennsylvania to take on Robert Morris at 7. Looking ahead to Saturday, Mercyhurst and Lindenwood will run it back at noon for some reason on Saturday. I'm pretty sure, because the men's team is home. That makes sense. Now I understand why those times are like that. RIT and Syracuse will flip the venue and will be heading to not the Tennessee Ice Dump. I'm very sorry I do not have my mic working yet to be able to continue the bit, but it's not as sad because
Sorry, what? The Tennessee Ice Dump.
It doesn't sound as good as my crackly one. So.
It doesn't. You're right, but still,
it's still there. That game will be played at the Syracuse War Memorial. I'm not saying the full name because it's stupid.
The Upstate Medical University at the On Center War Memorial Arena.
The fact you know that whole thing is kind of sad.
Hate that place too.
And Penn State and Robert Morris will be running it back again at Neville Island at 5 p.m.
Ideal weekend. Ready?
Yes. Let's hear
RIT
this.
sweep.
Yep.
Mercyhurst sweep.
Correct.
Penn State sweep.
Correct.
If all three of those happen, RIT is tied for third.
We really need that to happen, please.
I'd rather play Mercyhurst than play Penn State.
Yeah.
But actually, we can only go. I don't want to think about playoffs right now. We're not in it. I don't want to think about it. Playoffs. Got to take care of business this weekend against the Syracuse team. You know how much fun it's going to be when we eliminate them from playoff contention on Friday night, JJ? It's going to be awesome.
The best.
The best.
Cannot wait for that game to happen. Just tear them in half.
Literally, like, if they lose one game the rest of the way, they're done.
Yeah, and that's why it's going to bring me so much joy.
We are big Mercyhurst women's fans and big Penn State fans. Go Nittany Lions, baby. We are. Let's go.
Oh, I hate when you say I hate the we are. It's so dumb.
You don't get it.
No, I do understand why.
No, you don't. Way. You obviously don't get it if you don't like it.
No, I just hate it entirely. It just sounds stupid to me.
You need to understand the reasoning behind it.
I do know the reasoning behind it. I just don't care.
No, you don't.
I just think it's stupid. Anyways, moving
Whatever.
on. You're not dealing with them. We don't deal with them until
Syracuse. We'll deal with them next week.
Yeah.
Syracuse has some decent players.
Yes. The record does not really reflect that, but
right. And I think their issue has been goaltending this year.
I mean,
here's the thing: they beat us.
They did.
They beat us pretty handily this year.
They did.
That game was. I mean, we were never in that game.
No.
At all.
No.
So gotta be better. We cannot afford to lose. We cannot lose 2 points to Syracuse. We can't.
We need to win both games.
Yes. I think that's as pretty.
There is no sugarcoating this. If we lose both games, we're probably done.
We're cooked.
Because
then we have to go in and get 4 points.
And that is not. I'm sorry, that is not going to happen. Unless the only way I see that happening is if Penn State decides to bench some people because they've clinched the 1 seed already.
Yeah.
You have to hope that happens.
Well, we got to look at it too. Penn State's down there starting goalie for the year too.
Yes, and that's.
So I think if Penn State, if we take care of business this weekend, we can't worry about what happens in the other games because hey, we did our part, it's a Sean McDermott thing, and you hear it a lot in sports, but control what you can control.
Yep. You
Win.
you don't want to have
What
to
have we been
rely
saying
on
about the men all year? Just win.
just win.
Just win.
You do not want to have to rely on two other teams losing or going to overtime or getting one out of two. No, you need to just win. That is the most important thing. Win both these games. Worry about what everybody else did afterwards. Don't be sitting there eyeing the scores at the intermissions. Go and take
Let
care
us
of
do
business.
that.
Yes, we'll
Let
do
us
that.
do that. We'll
We'll
do
do
that.
that. We'll do that. That's fine.
We're
That's
gonna
our
be doing
problem.
that.
We're going to be doing that for the rest of the year for both teams. So just let us be the weird ones and deal with that. You need to go out, take care of business Friday. You're going to have a home crowd because there's no men's game, which means people aren't going to wait to go out until then. It's a 6:00 start. So there is literally no excuse if you don't show up. You better be there. These are huge games.
I know. I'm getting paid though.
I know. I'm going to try to get out there for it.
I'll be there Saturday though.
Yeah, I will not
Saturday's
be there Saturday.
Gonna be fun.
Well, Saturday is also the doubleheader with the Amerks and Crunch afterwards. That'll be fun. Mostly because I get to watch you and Dan probably kill each other while you're there and then take over the pod afterwards.
No, if anything, it's going to be Dom and I that start fighting. Like, let's be honest, it's not going to be Dan.
True, but then Dan will have to intervene and then he'll get beat up. So that's what'll happen.
Did you like those pictures, by the way?
Those were hysterical. When did you take those anyway?
Pre-game before the women's game.
Yesterday?
Saturday?
Oh, Saturday. Sorry. My mind is discombobulated on what day it is today.
Don't worry, I don't even know what day it is anymore.
Yeah.
All I know is that there's either hockey or there isn't. So
you know what? That's pretty much how I'm gauging it right now too. So yeah, prediction. I think Nate sweep. Not because we think it, because we want it and we need it.
Because we need it.
We need it. Well, we want to see it happen too.
Yeah.
We need a sweep.
Man, I wish the men weren't home next weekend. I'd go to Penn State. I'd go.
I know you would.
For those women's games, and because the Penn State men are playing, I believe, Michigan.
Ooh, that's a big one.
That weekend. Yep.
Damn. Damn
it.
Dude, you still could have gone and just clowned Barchevsky.
No, because we're playing Air Force, and I like the Air Force games. I wouldn't skip a men's game to go down there.
Yeah, that's fair.
That's right. We'll be back there in 3 weeks for CHA championship game. So,
please God, I want it so bad. Speaking of the men, I'm going to run with this one, or I'm going to at least try to, because that's how I want to do this today. So Thursday.
Let me go through the game first, and then we'll get to what you want to get to, because I know where you want to go. I know where you want to go.
I'm not starting with that. I'm doing your bit because you did Dan's bit, so I am doing this part because
let me go through it. Let me go through.
I want to go through it. Shut up.
And then we'll let you rant. You want to rant? I know that's what you want to do.
I'm not gonna rant first. I'm gonna go through the game first.
Okay.
Trust the process, as your coach would say. Thursday, we went to the Purple Prison again. Unfortunately,
I want to do Saturday's game.
Fine, whatever.
Let me do Saturday.
We went to that. Well, yeah, actually, it makes more sense because I was at Thursday and you were not.
I was not, and I was kind of glad I wasn't.
I was the temporary replacement big goon for that game. That was actually kind of great. Me and Jake Campbell just went ham. That was pretty fun. I said temporary replacement, not permanent replacement. No one could ever replace your dad, not even you. Scoring started early at Dwyer Arena, home of the Purple Idiots. I said idiots because I'm being quote unquote nice. Jojo Casero, $1.14 into the game on a power play from Matthew Wild and Cody Laskowski, right from his spot, his kitchen. Can you smell?
It was a little high for his kitchen.
Can you smell?
That was more from the hallway.
was cooking.
That was more from the hallway.
I also will say that the minute he scored, a bunch of us are looking around, smelling the air, and just said, "Smells like." in here, so that was pretty good. Have fun censoring that one, Zoe. Timestamp, Nate.
I'm gonna have to go back through and listen to this.
All right. Second period. Oh, not second period. First period continued onwards, and then out of nowhere, 10:34, Grady Hobbs, who has not had a goal in quite some time, mind you, he was kind of due. Makes it 2-0 from Tanner Andrew and Simon Isabel, buries it. And it was looking like this game was going to start slipping away from Niagara pretty quickly until 14:40 in the first. Kiner Limach, I don't even know how to pronounce it, nor do I care.
Don't even try.
From Shane Ott and Lane Brockhoff made it 2-1. Okay. Bad defense, just kind of it slipped away from him and he took it and buried it. Okay, whatever.
Hobbsy hadn't scored since the Clarkson game.
Yeah, so it had been a little bit. He was definitely due.
About a month. It was due.
Second period, kind of sort of more of the same. Lasky, a minute 44 in, absolutely drills one from Matthew Wild in a power play to make it 3-1.
As he was like falling.
Oh, yeah.
He ended up on his back.
He was going down and somehow managed to score. I don't know how that even happened. But power play to this point is cooking on Thursday. We're like, okay, it's 3-1. Power play is 2 for 2 so far. This is looking really good for us right now.
And then we scored another one. And it got waved off.
Yes, and that was
Carter Wilkie was a mile offside.
He was very offside. And I will also say the first period, also going back, very nearly almost ended 3-1 in favor of us because I think it was Fukakusa had one that I think it was also JoJo again.
It was JoJo.
It rung off the crossbar and it was initially waved a good goal and then it was reviewed and it came back no.
That Wilkie no goal offside literally switched the entire momentum of the game.
Yes, I would say that kind of was a big one because we then sailed the score on that power
Niagara
play.
After that game, after that goal.
Unfortunately, the third kind of went nuts for them. So 151 into the third period, Jack Richard or Rickard, I don't know, I don't even care how to pronounce his name right, scores to make it 3-2. Okay. You're starting to feel a little iffy about it. Then this is the bit of the game where we wanted to rip our heads off. 8:54, Shane Ott scores unassisted on a shorthanded goal. Busey looks to pass it back to JoJo, and it gets taken by Shane Ott, who is literally standing right in front of him. And he goes straight down and buries it. Boom. Okay, now it's tied. This sucks. Not even a full minute later, 9:29, Oliver Gauthier steals almost the same exact
Wow, you
pass.
Butchered that name.
I don't even care what his name is.
You butchered that one.
Gauthier?
Olivier Gauthier. He's from Quebec.
Whatever.
But
he pretty much steals what looks like almost the exact same screwed up pass, takes it down, and buries it unassisted 4-3 Niagara.
I bet you can't guess who was in the box for Niagara.
Yep. I know exactly who it was. I'm not going to say it because I'm saving it. Now, thankfully, or not thankfully, Simon Isabel, 10:29 into the third, takes one from Andrew and Hobbs and just buries it and ties the game. Thank you, Jesus, because that got us a point. So I'll take that.
We didn't deserve a single point.
I will tell you. I'm going to tell you right now. Yes, the Jack Rickard goal made it 3-2. You know what?
I know. It's just funny. You're not even trying.
I'm not even trying. Y'all will hear why in a minute. If we don't give up those 2 shorties on that power
everybody
play,
knows why.
Yeah. If we don't give up those 2 shorties on that power play, this game may have ended differently. Blah, blah, blah. We're still up 1. We're still on a power play. If we kill that off, that's, I mean, you're
If
half.
we score on the power play, it's over.
If we score, yeah, it's done.
It's game
completely over.
At that point, it's what? A 2-goal lead, it's 4-2.
Yes.
10 minutes left. Maybe
Correct.
they get one more, but it's over.
Yeah. So shootout happens, and the shootout was actually wild.
Can I say something before you start?
Yes, go ahead.
We love Tommy Scarfoni,
Yes.
and I will be the first one in line to defend him against anybody.
So was I.
Good Lord, he had a rough night.
Yes.
He couldn't stop a phrase. The words came out of my mouth. Tommy, can you please make an effing save? I don't think I've said that during his entire career.
No, you probably haven't. Now, I will say this.
And
He should never have been in that position in that shootout.
No, again, not his fault.
Yes, not his fault.
But sometimes you got to bail your team out. And again, I thought Tommy was phenomenal in the third period on Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
Just going to put that out there.
Saturday, he was outstanding.
Yes.
But I look at Thursday's game, and I go, this was not Tommy's fault.
No.
You give up 2 breakaway shorthanded goals on a power play. That cannot happen. No. You're the number 19 team in the country. You do not let that happen. I'm sorry. Our special
not even that. You're the
game.
Best team in this conference, and it's not that even too. Close.
That too. And Wayne was livid on the bench when those two. I thought he was going to explode.
His post game was scary.
God, he was mad.
That was a very short post game.
Yes. So shootout occurs, and I will say, wild shootout. Because
Aiden, where did that come from?
I'm like, Aiden, what the hell? I'm like, Hanson Buchanan's going in for the freaking shootout. What is this? And he weaved the guy. And I'm like, holy crap.
When the coach throws a defenseman out, he's sneaky, has hands. Because exactly. I'll be honest, the Sabres were in that same position last year against the Rangers in game 79 of the season. They had needed 2 points to keep their hopes alive, and Owen Power comes on the ice. And I'm like, Donnie, what the hell are you doing? And then he deked Igor Shesterkin out of his pads, and I'm like, I didn't doubt it for a second. Which is such a lie.
I didn't doubt it for a second. So Fukukusa just very narrowly misses, kind of just squeaking one past.
He ran out of room.
He just barely misses getting it in there. And Jarrett Fisk proceeds to get up and skate it Mach 4 towards the wall. Jumps into it. Yeah. Jumps into it.
Rightfully so.
Shatters his own stick into millions of pieces, which we all just started laughing at him for that. We're like, bro, you just destroyed your own equipment celebrating. Like, that's a bit much. His team comes to join him, and as they're celebrating in front of, I'm going to respectfully call them Niagara individuals. I'm not going to say the other term that some of us were throwing around. One Lars Christian, was it Rodney? I know I didn't give it
Rodney.
Whatever. I didn't care how you spell his name. Proceeds to scoop up a piece of Jarrett Fisk's broken fiberglass stick and lob it lacrosse style over the glass panels into the corner crew. I don't care who you are. I don't care what team you play for. If you do that, you are on a lower level than rat shit. You are a disgusting human being. I called Friday after the game, the NCAA office, and spoke to someone in student accountability and let them hear my story. They were not happy. Now, nothing happened with that, and I knew nothing was going to happen with that. But I wanted my piece to be heard because that is absolutely ridiculous. And he was rewarded for that crap behavior by being allowed to start for the first time in his career ever at Niagara on Saturday at GPC. So
that was a beautiful move by Jason Lammers, by the way.
So
I respect that shit.
So Jason Lammers, you know what? I don't respect that because he watched his dude.
That's genius.
You know what though? I don't respect him for that because he watched this guy lob a piece of fiberglass at a fan.
No, he didn't.
Yes, he did. And then
No,
he
he
said, "Guess
didn't.
what? You can start." He knew anything in the game. He
Whatever.
spent half the pen. He spent half the game in the box. That is my rant for Thursday. You can take Saturday, and I will finish my rant afterwards because I'm not even close to being done yet. Oh, here we go. Based. Here we go. Yes. Beware of flying stick debris.
Saturday. When I tell you, I was scared for the safety of any person wearing purple in this arena.
Nate was scared of me a few times. I'm not gonna lie.
Corner crew wanted blood.
Yes, we did.
And it showed from the second they stepped on the ice for warm-ups.
By the way, shout out to Jay and his
Can I
giant
also
harp.
say that was the most people in the corner before warm-ups all season?
Yep.
All right, I'm taking this off. It looks ridiculous.
No,
Anyway.
leave it on. It's great.
Anyway, our whiteboards were beautiful.
Oh my god.
I'm gonna pump our tires for a second.
Yeah, we should.
The
Wait, I'm pulling up a picture.
The Norway's worst export written in Norwegian
That was
was
incredible.
awesome.
Then, by the way, Pick and Splinters translated, which was even better.
Yes. Don't throw anything was good. We had the classic Eagles aren't purple. And Jay, you beauty,
Purple Eagles don't exist.
on a bed sheet.
That was a tarp. That was not a bed sheet. That was
a tarp. That
Also,
stretched about 5 or 6 rows.
The one photographer, I forget who it was. I feel bad for not knowing who it is. That picture is absolutely
Amazing.
glorious.
Amazing.
The Eagles aren't purple Eagles don't exist is so good. And let me tell you, there was a handful of us who were following Lars Rodney around during warmups.
Oh, absolutely.
At him,
absolutely.
Following him around. And he kept laughing and blowing us kisses, and like he knew exactly what he had done. He knew what he had done, and you know what? People were like, you're just telling him you're living in his head. Good. I want to be in his head so I can take his brain around. As
Gene Battaglia said on the broadcast, he poked the tiger. Didn't poke the bear.
He poked the tiger. 100%.
Poked the tiger. And then and then the starting lineups. And before the starting lineups, I announced to the corner crew, every time number 23 touches the puck, we are going to boo him, and we are going to boo him all night long.
And that definitely happened.
And everybody went nuts. That's when I was like, yeah, this is going to be nuts.
This game. And it didn't start off well for us either.
And then he started. And then beautiful, and I'm assuming this was you that organized this. You know, Rocky says where he's from and his name, and instead of you suck whatever, it was you suck scumbag. I applaud you for that. That was beautiful.
That was all me. That was all me.
I yelled asshole.
I didn't say scumbag. I said something else, but that's also pushing our limits here, so I'm not gonna say.
And then the first period was even. A little chippy, nothing too crazy.
Little chippy.
It was a little chippy. It wasn't too bad.
It got worse as it went on.
The chippiness didn't start until the third period, which I was fine with.
No.
Shots were 13-6. They were 7-1 at one point in favor of RAT.
I was like, here we go again.
Here we go. No, I was like, yeah, here we go. This is when I knew this team was pissed. They were ready to go. And you could tell from opening puck drop.
Mm-hmm.
Then the second period, not as good. Olivier Gauthier on the break on the 2-on-1. That was a nice goal. Tommy didn't stand a chance on that one.
No, he was dry.
Brutal turnover.
Again, they capitalized off those turnovers all series long.
Niagara can.
series long.
The only way Niagara scores is if they're on a rush. If they have zone time, they don't score because
No.
they end up turning the puck over.
They
But
can't set anything up to save their own lives.
and
As
Canisius
long
is
as
the same way.
As long as you
But
play clean and don't give the puck up too many
don't
times,
give them opportunities. You're going to beat Niagara.
that's why they're as low as they are.
You know what's funny is that even with Jared Fisk, Niagara doesn't scare me.
They never have.
In the 2 games that we lost to Niagara, we beat ourselves.
Yes, correct.
Mhm.
Especially the Thursday game.
We beat ourselves.
That game was in the bag Thursday, and we fumbled it. That's what happened.
And then I knew this was coming.
I kind of figured it was coming off.
If I could bet on college hockey, I would have put the mortgage on Lars Rodney anytime goal scorer. I would have put the mortgage on it.
And he did.
I would have taken a loan and put it on it.
So he scores.
He scores.
He comes towards the corner. He turns around, and he does this. Like, I didn't do anything, which sure he didn't, jackass. And he stretches his jersey out so we can see his number. Doesn't hit the wall.
And the one Niagara guy comes by the wall and banging on the glass.
Mm-hmm. And he was chirped with a lot of expletives.
Oh, they're lucky I wasn't down there.
And that
if I was down there, I would have said something.
That, to me, that moment is when our team said, no, not this time.
Mm-hmm.
This game is ours. We are sending you home in a box.
My sources,
exactly what happened.
My sources told me that the doors were shut during the intermission.
Good.
And it was a players-only intermission. We can do that every intermission for the rest of the season.
Yeah, can we do that? Because that third period was kind of cracked. So
even the first 5 minutes of the third, I wasn't really confident. And then, especially when Gonzo came in and missed that wide open one-timer in the slot. But then he buried the rebound off the backboards. And JJ, when I tell you GPC was a powder keg, just waiting for a spark. That was the spark.
That thing was a stick of TNT.
Can I also say this too? There. Second intermission, I'm on Discord, and I see a message from one Ed Trefsker, and it says, "Are you guys even cheering? It's pretty quiet over there." And I said, "You know what?
You're right. We're quiet. They shut us up.
Yep. They did what they wanted to do."
And I'm going to give credit to Dan. I'm going to give credit to Dan Talbot because he turned around and told everybody in 118 to 119, we are not out of this.
To do that.
You know, I still give him credit. He still did it. He did it. He could have said, no, we're done. He said, we're not out of the woods yet. We can still win this. We need to give these guys juice. And let me tell you, we juiced them.
Was there juice? Gonzo gets us on the board. I've never seen him celebrate harder.
No.
He's not one that celebrates very hard, but
he has the last few weeks, though.
I saw his face, and he was just screaming.
Losing.
And if you watch the replay on the broadcast after, he's going back to the bench pointing. And all I can think of was he's saying, "Not in our house."
No. That's what he's saying.
On the top of the doorway, coming out of the locker room, it says, "Protect our house."
Yep.
And I think that was the mentality coming into the third. Like, you don't do that in our building. You don't do that to our fans. Niagara made this personal.
Niagara also, yeah, they really did. I'll save my bit for when you're done. So go ahead. And
then Christian Catalano, surprisingly, when he's not in the box, he's a pretty good hockey player. Gets it out of the
when he's not in the box.
Pulls it out of the corner. Roof job on Jarrett Fisk, who had been knocking the net off all night, by the way.
Yeah.
He was knocking that net off the entire game.
Saving it.
Roofed it, and the roof came off the building.
Boom, right then and there, tied.
Game's tied, 10 minutes to go. Place is going absolutely berserk.
Oh, it was loud.
Then there's an icing, and then Niagara calls a timeout. And that might have been the loudest Hay song we've ever had.
That also might have been the dumbest thing they could possibly have done. I'm not going to lie.
Because then we went into the TV timeout, and normally once Rocky starts talking, the pep band stops playing.
And they just kept going.
They finished the damn song.
They didn't care. They kept going.
And we went right from Hey Song to Jump Around, right? And okay, so there's the energy in the building is incredible at this point. And then
Psst. Let me announce the next goal, please.
Hang on. Win a face-off. Scramble on the boards. Goes back to 1.
Aiden, all he does is score big fucking goals, Hanson Buchanan.
Bang! 3-2. Place goes nuts. I don't know if this was the goal where I jumped into the row behind me into you.
You did.
That was the tying goal.
You jumped into me and Jen to TJ.
Because holy Aiden, he's come back from injury. I don't know what his injury was.
He found Michael Jordan's secret stuff.
Yeah, whatever he did.
Hands of you got his secret stuff.
And if we happen to interview him, we'll have to ask him about that.
Yeah, what do we have to say about it? Maybe we'll know Thursday. Maybe we won't.
Maybe.
I don't know. If y'all haven't figured it out yet, maybe you will. Maybe you will.
There's an AHB interview coming. Yeah. What a wild. This was all in the span of 5 minutes.
This was 5 minutes and 20 seconds. Boom, boom, boom.
Oh my God. What a freaking.
I'm also going to say, my superstitious nature gets the best of me. At the start of the third, the last few games we've won at home, the seating row in the second row has been my friend Sarah, my girlfriend Erin, myself, me, my friend TJ, and then our friend Jake. That has been the row. If Sarah is not there, we just kind of all slide down one. But we're all in that order every time. TJ was sitting behind us for the first and second. For the third, we told him, get your ass down here. You got to get back in row. We need to get the order set up right. We forced people to move to get him to fit in the second row, and then we won. It's only crazy if it doesn't work.
And then Elijah Gonzalez, on the first attempt at the empty net, didn't know the net was empty because they pulled him with 2 minutes and 40-something seconds left.
Time out. We cannot talk about the Gonzo goal if we talk about the one that almost made us.
No. This was after. That was after the Gonzo goal.
No, it was immediately before it.
Yeah, no, it was immediately after the Gonzo goal, JJ. I watched it 100 times.
Oh, damn it. All right, never mind.
Gonzo puts it into the empty net. Place starts celebrating. Then there's a face-off. Niagara won the face-off. It was a clean win.
Oh, yeah.
And their guy just dumped it on net. And Tommy, this is the most heartbreaking thing. It felt like we lost. Tommy launches one down the ice. It goes over everybody. And I think everybody that realized he shot it was thinking, oh my God, this is it. And in my head, like, this is it. It's finally going to happen. I'm finally going to see it. Everybody's wish. It's happening at home in front of a packed house. It's finally coming true. And it hits the blue line. It rolls just to the right of the net, and I fell to the ground.
Here's the funny thing. I didn't realize it was him because Zach behind me goes, damn it. We're like, what do you mean? He goes, that was Tommy. We're like, no way, that was Tommy. And then we watched the review, and we're like, no.
My dad was standing down there with us.
Oh, he was like on his hands.
And we both just looked at each other. And just,
I think if he had scored that is the most defeating way for Niagara to leave that building.
The
not just
building
giving up
explodes.
Not just giving up a 4-point third period and screwing themselves over, but by giving up 5 goals in the same period, one of them being from the opposing goaltender, that deflates your season the rest of the year.
I don't know what I would have done. Just this thought
I would have ripped off my shirt, Nate. I'd have been whipping
nobody wants that. Nobody wants that.
And what happened?
Aaron doesn't even want that.
TJ and I were like, we are gonna just go nuts if this happens. Oh my God.
The thought of Rocky saying RAT goal, his first collegiate goal, scored by number 30, Tommy
Scarponi. Can I also say,
is the most beautiful thing in the world.
I love watching.
We were literally that close. It went by the net. by that much.
I love watching the TV broadcast and watching Gene Battaglia and John DiTullio just give up all professionalism. Oh my God, go!
Oh my God,
They just forget for like 10 seconds that
Dude.
they're professional TV broadcasters and just start screaming.
No, I'm
It's
sorry.
so
In that
good.
moment, you are.
Oh, you have
nobody.
to.
I
No,
need
nobody
to.
cares.
I need Ed's call
That's
from
it.
it. I need to ask
Oh,
Holds to see if he has
Paul
Ed's
needs to
call
pull
of
it up.
it.
Oh, Ed probably started crying.
Because oh my God, that would have been the moment
Oh, it's been so good.
of his career.
That would have been the best moment of in RIT history. All right, yes. Tommy Scarfoni goalie goal, yeah. That would have cemented Tommy as the greatest goalie to ever live in RIT history. Okay, yes, obviously, but I'm just saying, jokingly speaking, like that would have been the greatest thing to ever happen in that building.
I would have waited until after the game and made Tommy come out here into the lobby.
Oh.
Dude, if that had gone in.
Oh my God. It hurts my soul that it didn't go in. It really does.
I feel bad for Tommy that it didn't go in.
Those guys were all messing with him too.
He might not get another opportunity that good.
He told us
it was perfect. It was absolutely perfect. It was a dump in. He had the time to do it.
Yep.
And it was at home.
Oh my God.
I was talking to the DJ after the game. He was walking out by the corner, and he said the compressor would have had no air left from the goal horn.
He would have just held it down.
He would have just held it. Dude, anyway, what a win.
Oh, thank God.
What a win.
Badly.
That is the kind of win that propels a team on a run. And it reminded me of the Canisius game in 2020.
Mm-hmm.
You're down.
Dude, it was a literal carbon copy of it. What are you talking about?
Well, we were down 4-1 halfway through the third period of that game. But this was only 2-0. And we were kind of dominating the game most of the time. But it had the same feel.
Yeah.
And that game sent that team on a run.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm telling you, if it weren't for a global pandemic, that team makes some noise in the NCAA tournament. They win Atlantic easily. Easy.
Because they steamrolled Air Force last week of the season, and then Air Force was going to have to come back.
We steamrolled everybody after that game. Let's see what happens this weekend first, before we kind of go down that road. But that's the kind of win that can propel a team onto a run. And we needed that. We need to win that game in regulation too, because of out of town scores and everything else. And we've set ourselves up pretty nicely.
We have
in Atlantic hockey, where if we take care of business this weekend, we're set up pretty nice for postseason. So
yeah, like it's just we're in a good position. We're in a very good position.
And can I just say this?
Yes.
Jarrett Fisk played an unbelievable weekend. As much as we hate him,
screw him. I don't care.
His team let him down in the third period.
Could care less. Good. Rotten hell. Sorry.
No, he's not the one I have the issue with. Dude, look, every time somebody taunts us, we deserve it. 100%.
Sure. We deserve it. But
I'm also
gonna say this. The minute your program thinks it's okay to reward a guy for throwing something at another fan base, you have lost all respect from me.
Oh, I had none to begin with.
Oh no, I had never either. But at the same time, oh, this is fun. What's up?
Hi, Aaron.
You're live and you're tugging on the cable.
Hey, come here.
Meow.
We need your thoughts.
I didn't lock you out.
Yes, you did.
Of the room?
Oh,
the kid. Look at Zoe. Leave this in.
Podcast, but I don't.
Wait, Zoe, let me see your shirt.
This
is who we're cheering for this weekend, by the way.
Correct. For the women's side, correct.
What?
This is awesome.
Zoe's wearing a Penn State shirt. We're
Hi,
leaving
Aaron.
this in, by the way. We're totally leaving this
Daisy!
in. Dog!
Guys, this is Daisy.
Daisy is the team. Daisy is the team.
She's the biggest RAT fan ever. Okay, we're not done yet, by the way. So, here, here's her RAT collar. This podcast has officially gone off the rails. Yes, go Tigers. Okay, Daisy, I love you. You look terrified. Goodbye. We're still recording. We're live. Oh, this is great. Oh no, JJ, I lost you. Jay, I can't hear you. Really, look what you did. Now I lost JJ.
How about now?
Oh, now we're back.
There we go.
Okay, sorry for the derailment, everybody. This is Daisy.
Listen, there's a dog. No one's
Goodbye.
gonna
Okay, goodbye.
Now I do.
So
Why?
I'm gonna cut all this out.
No, don't.
no, don't do it. It's great.
This is fine.
I'm I was supposed to know who I was. I'm just like,
She's like the Wizard of Oz. She's the person behind the curtain.
Anyway, JJ, you had a rant.
Yes. So, oh, that was so weird. Watching Zoe just close the door, but
That
left in
was
the
so
crack.
funny.
That was great. I hope she leaves this in. So
I do too.
I'm gonna say this before we move on with them. After the game, a bunch of us looked around and said, we don't want to play these guys again. Not because of how we've done against them, but just like I think personally, I'm like
Nah.
that the way those the Thursday and Saturday both ended with no handshake because both teams started trying to duke it out at the handshake line. I'd rather not see anybody get hurt. If they're in orange, if you're in purple, sucks to suck if you do.
Give it to me.
People that know me from Discord know that I'm the biggest Yankees fan, the biggest Raiders fan, biggest Golden Knights fan you'll ever meet in your life. I hate the Chargers and the Red Sox more than anything else on this planet, and the San Jose Sharks. I hate them too. However, if I had to line up all four of those teams as mascots in a row, so whenever the Chargers win is probably nothing. The Red Sox mascot and
Hey, don't come at my boy Wally, okay?
hey, zip it. The Sharks mascot and the Niagara Purple Eagle, and had to eliminate one of them from existence entirely. I'm saying that I'm not making the Michael Scott joke because I'm not going to go that far, even though I really want to. I would eliminate the Purple Eagles from existence. That team and that program is the absolute bottom feeder scum of the NCAA. They shouldn't be allowed to play games anymore. They are that bad. It is time for them to be put in place. Yeah, exactly.
This.
I wish someone had gotten punched from that side.
Let me tell you this. I disagree with you.
I love the rivalry.
How-
The rivalry's great.
How
I hate
awesome,
them.
JJ, would it be for them to come into the Policini Center in March?
Oh, I haven't finished yet. I want them to come back so we can end their season and send them home crying like the bunch of sorry bitch babies they are. Jared
I'll wait by
Fisk,
the bus.
if I saw, I will sit there and
I'll
blow
wait by
my
the
big
bus.
giant horn in all of their ears as they enter on. I don't care. I will be a menace to your program for the rest of time. Take that into consideration. I don't care. I want them to come back so badly. They have ran their mouths about us. They've committed assault against us. They've crap talked all of us. Come back. Please come back. I beg you. Because you know what will happen? Our team will put up like 15 and demolish them 2 straight games. There is no way that Purple Eagle team beats us again if we have to play them again. I'm willing to put money on that. Money on that. Bring them back. I want it so badly. It's not even funny. And not because they live in my head, because I despise them so much. I want nothing more than to make that team as miserable as humanly possible for 2 straight games. Give it to me.
Aaron made a good point in Discord yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas we hated Niagara, right?
Yes.
As a fan base.
They now hate us.
I don't think the team necessarily had that same feeling.
They do now.
They do now.
They do now.
I messaged Aiden after the game on Saturday and I said, thanks for having our backs.
Mhm.
Because
and then we sent him the
they
graphic of
interviewed
his number with the thing and he loved
Cody
it.
Laskowski pregame and he said, yeah, we didn't like that they celebrated in front of our fans on Thursday night. And he said even though it was at their rink, which is funny because they have the same agreement with. How pathetic is it that you have 9 other sections of seats with your fans in it, and you just want a big home game, big conference home game against a ranked opponent, the best team in the conference, who beat them again for the 3rd straight game in your
They
building, or 4th
celebrated
straight
like
game
they-
in your building, and you come right to the RAT fans.
because we have a key to the front door that is their head. That's why.
It's sad.
They-
It's sad. And
They go to
pathetic.
bed at night thinking about all of us being there. That's what they do.
It's like, and it happened at St. Lawrence too. The St. Lawrence fans were more happy that we lost than their team won. I think Niagara was more happy that we lost.
Yes. This all
Then
stems back to a
They
few
got
years
big.
ago.
They got 2 big conference points.
This all stems back to a few years ago when we pulled up with 200 people and they scored on themselves and screwed themselves over and lost. This stems back to that game.
They haven't beaten
They
them
just-
since.
Their program despises the fact that we made a mockery out of them in their own building. And sorry, their building, I'm not even gonna call it a building, I'm gonna call it a piece of shit dump. Just like the trash heap landfill that's literally right next door to it. So
I hate Lewiston, New York. It is the armpit
Dwyer
of the
is an
state.
absolute garbage dump. And a lot of people from RIT do not want to go back there. Not because of the fact that we didn't win there the last 2 times we went, but because of the fact that their ticket selection is a joke. What is general reserve? That's not a thing. Either it's general admission or it's reserve.
Reserved.
You can't have both. That's you can't eat your cake and then say screw cake, I'm above it. That doesn't work that way.
Dude,
also-
stop. Now I want cake.
I know it sounds pretty good. And
You
also,
had cake. Did you finish that thing already?
maybe. And then we're getting situations where now we're getting crap thrown at us by their fans.
Oh no! Did it again.
There were people who legitimately no longer feel safe going to Dwyer because of the environment. So nice job, Niagara University, for creating that environment where nobody wants to go there anymore. Also, you jack up the ticket prices for the games where opposing fans who actually travel show up and that are close. Do you want to not make money? How
It's
stupid are
funny
you for
because
that?
you know what's funny? It's like you're also charging your fans more money.
Yeah, you're jacking the price up for that.
It's not even like they're charging us more money.
Also,
they're
let's be
charging
fair.
everybody more money.
They don't have fans. They have other athletic programs that are mandated by their athletics department to show up to their hockey games because their pathetic ass team has made everybody else on campus despise them because of their off the rink actions at parties and whatnot that I have heard all about. Trust me. So now, so they are all forced to go there or else face repercussions on their own team for not supporting that program. That and you make us play on Thursday nights. So I'm gonna end my rant with this. Come back to our house again, and we're gonna show you what's gonna happen to you this time.
Try that again.
Try that again.
Try it
Because
again.
that's what's gonna happen. You're gonna get kicked in the face, and you're gonna go home bruised and with a bunch of L's duct taped to your forehead. Done.
And I
Rant
love
over.
that
I'm good. Bring
One
him
more
right
thing.
back. I want it.
we as a fan base like to jump into their comment sections on their Instagram and kind of rip them apart.
Oh, we did on Saturday.
There was, and you know what? When we lose, we take it, right?
Yeah.
Take it
We-
on the
we-
chin.
We
Whatever.
fight them a little bit back, but we do
Yep.
take it.
There was a guy that was like, "Oh, how about you still lost?" Like technically, we took 4 points this weekend,
Yeah. You didn't sweep
so
us.
we won the weekend.
We took 4 out of 6 points, you idiots. Like,
Whatever. This guy brought up my Instagram followers when he literally had less than I did. So
I love when I
whatever.
love when they realize they have the ground they're standing on when it comes to their team is gone. So they go, "Ooh, let's attack whatever's in their bio." It's like, congratulations, you're a 5-year-old playing Call of Duty.
Anyway,
Moving on, looking at scores from across the league. I will let Nate do that, then I will go over the standings.
started early last week on a Tuesday.
Yeah, I hate that.
Princeton defeated Army 4-3 in overtime.
That game was surprisingly close.
Then Thursday happened. Yeah. Battle of Pennsylvania and Atlantic hockey. Robert Morris defeated Mercyhurst 5-2 on Friday.
Mhm.
Holy Cross, who's been on a heater recently in Atlantic hockey. They've won 6 out of their last 8. Defeated Air Force 6-3. Sacred Fart defeated Eric Lang and his Yellow Jackets 4-3 in overtime. That sucks.
Yeah, that kind of hurt a little bit.
That sucks. Especially because AIC was up 3-1 going into the third. Thanks, guys.
Nice job, Eric Lang.
And then Bentley defeated Army 4-2. Also, I want to add something real quick. Niagara's saying is regionally dominant, nationally prominent.
Yeah, and their coach is a losing record all the time.
What?
He should be hashtag unemployed after that hashtag uncommonly stupid remark he made.
Beautiful. Yeah, it really is uncommon to
That
throw
whiteboard
things
was
at other
genius.
fans.
Credit to Jacob Campbell for that one.
Anyway, Saturday, I forgot to throw that in. I just remembered it, and now we're back. Saturday, Army bounces back with a 2-1 win in regulation. So they split. RAT blows the doors off of Niagara in the third period to take 4 out of 6. Sacred Heart takes 5 out of 6. Thank you, AIC, for the help, I guess. Beating them 3-1 at Fairfield. Holy Cross sweeps Air Force, which is interesting because Air Force was hot
and
coming
they
in.
Cooled right off.
Yeah. But now Holy Cross is on fire. So
yeah,
that
scares me a little bit. I'm not gonna lie.
That's a little scary. Anyway, and then Robert Morris completes the sweep of Mercyhurst with a 4-3 win on Neville Island. Good for them, man. And then they just wrapped up about an hour and a half ago. Niagara bounces back, defeating the Golden Griffins 3-2 at Harbor Center in overtime to take the season Battle of the Bridge.
That sucked. I was cheering for Canisius a lot in that game, and
Yeah,
that's
I think we
I don't
all
want Canisius either. So looking at the standings, sitting currently in 11th in their derailed tank is Army with 20 points. Actually, it's kind of funny.
Oh my God, Robert Morris jumped up to 9th. Ooh,
yeah, I don't know how that even happened.
Good for them.
Mercyhurst has dropped all the way to. They're tied with RMU for 9th at 21 points apiece. I also find it really funny that Army has 20 games played and 20 conference points. That's kind of humorous.
Right now, Mercyhurst has a game in hand to Robert Morris. If Mercyhurst wins that game and the standings stay how they are, Chad Veltri goes into Dwyer in a single game elimination scenario. Oh my God. I'll go.
RMU would beat him.
I'll go.
I'd cheer for Chad.
I'd go.
Chad's my boy now. I love him.
I'd wear red, white, and blue. I'd be going just as nuts.
Dude, we're bringing John Hanna with us, too.
Dude, if Robert Morris won that game, oh my God.
Holy crap.
I would come on this podcast and lose my mind.
That's be incredible. Sitting in 8th currently.
Long way to go. But
sitting in 8th after that game, after tonight's game, is the Canisius Golden Griffins with 27 points. The not so purple Niagara purple. I almost said mother effers, but I'm going to hold off on that one. Are in 7th with 28. Bentley currently resides in 6th with 30.
Yep. Sound gone again. What did you do?
Nothing. It's Erin's phone. It keeps connecting to her computer. It dropped from 3rd to 5th. They now have 32 points. They are, however, tied with Air Force for 4th, so technically they're in 4th. Air Force, AIC both have 32 points. Holy Cross jumped to 3rd with 40 points. Sacred Heart is in 2nd with 41. And the RIT Tigers, as always, are in 1st with 43.
So we have a game in hand.
We have a 2-point lead in Sacred Fart with a game in hand. That's big. It's very big.
We have a 3-point lead on Holy Cross with 3 games in hand.
That's even better.
2 of which are this weekend. Yes. So if we take care of business this weekend against Mercyhurst, we could have a 9-point lead on Holy Cross with 4 games to go.
Now, from what I remember after Saturday, I do believe we have clinched up to 9th.
It's either 8th or 9th. I think it's 8th.
Well, let me look at this right now.
I don't have playoff status.
I have it right here. We have clinched at least 7th place. We can clinch a first round bye with a sweep of Mercyhurst this weekend. So let's get into that real quick. Let's get into this upcoming week, upcoming games.
Yeah. So, like
that was
JJ
good.
said, RAT travels to Erie. And the best thing to do in Erie is leave.
Hey, Cedar Point is there.
Cedar Point's in Ohio.
Oh, no, not Cedar Point. What's the other one that's there?
Splash Lagoon.
Splash Lagoon. There we go. Splash Lagoon
Yeah,
is
it's
there.
overrated anyway.
Cedar Point's better. That's probably why I thought of it.
RAT Mercyhurst 7-4 on Friday and Saturday down in Erie. Robert Morris makes the trek to West Point for a 7 o'clock and 6 o'clock game with the Black Knights. Bentley comes to Buffalo to take on the Canisius Golden Griffins in a 2-game set, 7-6. AIC goes to the Purple Prison to take on Niagara at 7-5. And Sacred Heart travels out to Air Force for a 7 o'clock or for a 9 o'clock and 7 o'clock face-off. Now, that's a big series.
That's huge. We kind of need Air Force to take one there.
I'd prefer a split. I don't want Air Force coming in hot after 2 big wins because they're coming to us after.
If they can win Friday and lose Saturday, it would kind of be great.
Yeah. So if let's say we take care of business and get all 6 this weekend, which we totally can. We're not going to get goalied again.
I'm going to jump to
predictions.
I really think I think we're going to sweep them.
I think we're going to take care of business.
I highly doubt there's a chance that goaltender does the same thing he did to us again. I think that was just a fluke game. I really do.
Yeah, because he got lit up the next game he played. So
he was destroyed.
It was just one of those games. You know, those games happen. That would put us at 49 points. And then if Sacred Heart and Air Force split, that would put them at 44. That would give us a 5-point lead with a game in hand with 4 games to go.
That is looking good. It's
not
out of the woods yet, but it's looking good.
And like I said, that would give us a 9-point lead on Holy Cross with a game in hand. They legit would have to win out to catch us at that point.
They would have to win out and hope we lost
to pass us, and we'd have to lose all 4 games, which
that's
ain't happening.
That's not happening.
I always said that people are like, "Oh, when do we need to take off for playoffs?" Blah 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 blah, and I'm like, I said it before last weekend. Something would have to go seriously wrong for us to be playing in that first round single elimination game, and
no chance we're playing
at this point. I can't see it happening.
We're also not playing in it because we've clinched at least 7.
No, we're still playing in it.
Oh, true. Yeah.
Top 5 get a bye.
Yeah, but again, we get to sweep this weekend, which again I feel like we're going to do it. We clinch the first round bye. We'll have at least 5th,
which is huge,
massive,
because RIT playoff history when we don't get the bye isn't very good.
No,
we either lose in the first round or lose in the quarterfinals. When we get the bye, I'm going to knock on my very wood table while I say this. When we get the bye, we've advanced to the semifinals every single time.
So, yeah.
Yeah, the bye is important here. It's a weekend off, which is big because we haven't had a weekend off since Christmas.
It'll give us a little bit of a rest period.
Gives us a little bit of a rest. And it doesn't give a team 2 weeks to prepare.
No, because they're playing to keep their season alive first and foremost, and they have to figure out who they're playing afterwards.
Right. Now, the Atlantic Hockey Tournament does reseed, so we won't know who we would play until all those 3 games are over.
Correct.
But, yeah, it's that time of year, man. This is the time of year that gets fun. I love this time of year. Mercyhurst, we split with them earlier this season. Like we said, the second game did not go all that well.
No, but we just got goalied that game. That game I look at as a total fluke. I really do.
That game was bonkers.
That dude had the game of his life.
Yeah. Simon Bouchelet, I don't know how to freaking say his name, had a heck of a game. What was it? It was 51 saves.
Something like that, yeah.
For a shutout. I believe that was his first collegiate shutout.
I think it was.
Yeah, I think it was his first collegiate game.
And then he proceeded to get absolutely demolished the next
Yeah,
time
and then he got
played.
shelled the next night or the next game. So, don't get me wrong. We can lose to Mercyhurst.
Yeah.
We can lose to
Right.
anybody in this league.
Do I think it will happen? No.
Not after this weekend. I think
These
this
guys
team.
got some adrenaline cooking right now.
That was a momentum swing in the season
Mhm.
where we could have taken a very tough turn if we got swept by Niagara again. And I think this team has bounced back. I think we've only lost one game after a loss this year,
Yeah.
and that was the Canisius game.
Yeah.
So this team, we're okay, and I think the mindset is 1 weekend at a time,
Mhm.
not looking ahead to anything, and we're trying. Like I said, let us do that.
Yeah,
That's
we'll
our
do that.
job. That's the
That's what
fans'
we-
job is to look ahead.
That's what we do, is to stress out and think about who we can play.
But I don't want to play anybody in this league, man. I'd rather go right to the national tournament.
We got the first place. Haha.
You know what's funny is that like I look at a team like BU, and this was before last night. They looked really good last night in the Bean Pot. Like I wasn't scared of BU if we ended up playing them in the tournament.
No, they're beatable.
I don't know why. Just not really scared of them.
I'm more scared of Holy Cross than I am of
I'm
them.
more scared of the teams in our league than I am of teams. Maybe that's just because I don't watch them play enough and I don't really know how good they are. But like
Jay does.
Jay does. Jay's gonna love that comment, by the way.
God, he hates them so much.
It's that time of year.
it's going to be an interesting weekend.
Take
to see
care of
how
business.
things go.
Take care of business this weekend, and then
We control our own destiny at this point.
oh, we have the whole time.
No, I know, but like we still control our own destiny. We do not have to worry about anybody else. All we need to do, just keep winning.
Yep.
Just keep winning, and you're good.
What's gonna be wild is, you know, what's gonna be nice is that Holy Cross plays their final game of the season on Thursday. That weekend, that final weekend.
So they gotta.
So they'll be done. They'll be
down. We'll know where they stand by the time they play.
And we'll have 2 games in hand on them at that point. So that's tough. They're the team that's idle in the final weekend, because that is not good for them because they can't do anything about it.
Yeah, and that means they basically have 3 straight weeks off.
Yeah.
Of no game.
Well, no, because they play Thursday, so then they'll play. They could have, they'll only have 2 extra days, but they could legit fall into the 6th spot if things go a certain way.
Mm-hmm.
The next couple weeks, they could literally fall out of a bye without even playing.
Yeah, they could, and that would
is
be so funny to see.
Everybody had like Air Force and AIC, the teams behind them, also have 3 games in hand on them.
Yeah, so they could very easily boot them way back quickly.
I love this league, man. It is so much fun.
Best.
And yeah, I'm the first one to say get us out of it. So funny. We did drop to 20th in the poll.
Okay. We're still in it.
We moved up a spot in the pairwise.
We're still in it.
Whatever. I still get to hold it on my friend that we're ranked and Penn State isn't, so.
That we're ranked and Penn State isn't. Should we wrap it up now? I think we've kind of gone on long enough and had enough crazy, weird things happen.
I'm trying to think if I got anything else.
I don't know.
Oh, fundraiser Friday.
Yes, thank you, please.
Yes,
Sorry.
totally. Almost forgot. Sorry, Dan. The Sticks Together promotion they're doing for the women's game on Friday. It is Sticks Together is an organization that provides hockey equipment for kids that might not have opportunities to play because of how expensive equipment is. It is absolutely ridiculous.
Mhm.
And if you bring a lightly used piece of equipment, you get into the game for free. Students get in free anyway, so still bring any lightly used equipment that you don't have, that you don't use. It's a great cause. It was started by a 2 players from Syracuse. One then transferred to Robert Morris, so they did a whole thing when they played each other. But I think it's a great cause. It's things like that that get kids into this game that I believe is the best in the world. And it's just a lot of fun. Like I said, hockey is the best game in the world. So teaches lessons that you can't get anywhere else, but it's also really fun. And the future of this game is so bright, especially in the women's game as well.
Yes.
And it's a
That
good cause. Bring it.
The Pro League is really fun to watch, even though the team names are stupid.
So much fun.
So with that being said, we're gonna wrap it up now. If you've not already, subscribe to the YouTube channel, hit the notification bell so you are notified when all new episodes go live. Leave a comment. We will read them and probably respond to most of them if we can. Socials will also be linked in the description of this video. Instagram just hit 2,000 followers. Hot Nate said we were going to do it this year, and he was very wrong. We got.
When did I say that?
You said it wasn't going to happen. I forget when. We also most of those followers came following the Saturday Niagara games, so that was pretty great. Twitter's still there, kind of. Not really. Just focus on Instagram. That's where all the fun stuff is. And Discord will always be linked. All kinds of fun stuff going on in there. Get in. Playoff hype is coming. You do not want to miss out on any of it. So get in Discord now.
I know the quarterfinals are the start of break and the semifinals are at the end of break. Plan accordingly.
Yes, be here, please.
Your break is Monday through Thursday.
That means you are here. Friday, Saturday, you can go home Sunday and then come back Friday.
Unless we have to play a game on Sunday.
Let's hope we don't.
Let's hope we don't, but we might have to. Who knows? It's all right.
A little bit. So that all that being said, thank you for watching. We will see you guys next week after 4 more exciting hockey games. Have a great night and go Tigers.
Purple Eagles don't exist. Roll Tech Niagara sucks.